Hey folks, Sandamtod here, doing a quick intro to this video. It's not the greatest topic. It's just basically a couple little pickups that I had in the past couple of weeks, and then showing some LaserDiscs that I have, basically to fill a little bit of time and talk about a little bit of something. But really, I haven't had time to do much anything, so I figured this might tide some folks over till I can get my next video up, which I don't know when that'll be. I'm hoping soon. I'm just so busy right now that I don't have a lot of time to do the video thing, but I kind of promised that I would too. So anyway, here's the video. Check it out. Gentlemen, ladies, folks, Sandamtod here, back in the game room for this video. Anyway, we're not in the car. I tell you the truth, not a lot's been going on. I have been working more and stuff, so I don't have as much time to really shop or go out and hunt for things, and plus, I don't know, I go through ebb and flow, and we kind of hit the point where I'm right at high tide, so we don't really need anything. So I did pick up one or two things over the last like week and a half or so, and they're both for the PlayStation 4, and then I figured I'd do something a little different and bore you guys to death for a little while. So anyway, the first thing I bought was a game, and I think I mentioned it in another video, and I ended up going back there to Toys R Us, and they still had I think 2 copies of it, and they still had, I think they had both copies still, but it was a few days later, and I didn't buy any Pops this time, believe it or not. I didn't buy any of that shit. So anyway, I picked this game up. I think it was 20 bucks, but it's been like a week or two now, and I don't really remember. But I installed it. I kind of looked at it a little bit, but I haven't gotten into it. I'm trying to start playing Fallout 4, and I was going to do some gameplay on it with me doing some commentary, but then I got to thinking, well, I really want to experience the game instead of trying to keep a commentary going while I'm playing it for the first time. I just kind of want to immerse myself and play it. So it's not that I won't do some gameplay or a commentary little video once I get rolling in it, but to start from the beginning, I didn't want to try to watch get into the game and be trying to carry on a conversation with you all too. So anyway, I'm holding it out, but the game that I picked up was Until Dawn, and it looks interesting. I think it'll be a good play. It looks... I don't understand exactly what the premise is. It said something about play as each of 8 friends, all with whom can live or die based on your decisions. Well, most games, you live or die based on your decisions. So it looked to me like maybe a horror movie type scenario, and as long as maybe you play it safe, your character won't get killed so often. But if you're, I don't know. We'll see. I don't know if it's got some of those horror movie cliched type characters like the jock and the nerd and the that type of stuff, or whether they're all friends, so who knows. Anyway, the second the second item, I went over to Best Buy. I hadn't been into Best Buy in a long time, and it's not... I used to go to Best Buy like almost, not daily, but at least every couple of days. I bought DVDs out the ass when the DVD players first came out, and I was the first one out of all my friends to buy a DVD player. And I remember, because I was like, man, I'm cutting edge, because nobody else had one, and I bought this DVD player, and the first 2 DVDs I bought with it were The Matrix and The Big Lebowski. And ironically, that'll feature later on here. But I remember taking it home and hooking it up, and I remember my roommate looking at it and talking about how clear it looked. And to tell you the truth, I mean, it did look clear, but I didn't really readily recognize the difference because I had I had a 4-head VHS VCR that had like a frame for frame thing and stuff, and the only thing I dug was they were on CDs and they weren't gonna, if you didn't scratch them all up or whatever, it wasn't gonna degrade quite as quick as VHS tapes do. Seems like after you watch them a couple times, they'll get these weird tracking things in them and stuff. So for years I went to Best Buy and would buy DVDs, almost one every time I went in there, and it's just, I don't know, over time, and the video game stores kind of came around, like more of the GameStops kind of came into the area, and then the vintage stocks and the game exchanges and stuff, and the Funko Land that have come and gone. I just gravitated to those and kind of shy away from Best Buy. Occasionally I'll go there, and usually there's a reason, like they have a certain Blu-ray that's going to be on a Steelbook or something that's exclusive to Best Buy. But even the last time I bought the exclusive Blu-ray Steelbook for Ash vs. Evil Dead for the second season, I just ordered it from their website. So it was just delivered in the mail, so I was just like, this is the easiest way to go. So anyway, I didn't want to go to the game stores. I'd kind of been back and forth about buying another controller, and that's where we're getting to here. Because I have one, and I would play with it and let it, I never had it go dead on me, but I would play it till it lost a bar or two, and then I would charge it. And I would play with it plugged in to the machine. I just had a couple of USB extension cords and connected them all together, so I have a super long cord, and I just will play with it plugged in and everything. But I don't know. I've been toying with wanting to get another controller, and I checked online, and the prices were not any lower really to order it off the internet than to just go to GameStop or Best Buy or somewhere. And when I had been in GameStop, at least the two that I had seen, the ones that they had, or at least that I saw the things on the wall for, they weren't a color that I wanted, or they weren't really, what I wanted. Well, basically color. I mean, it's just a freaking controller. So I was just like, I think they had white and blue, and I was like, no, And I was like, well, I'll try Best Buy. Why not? It'd be fine. And it was Saturday morning. I mean, it was the weekend of the time change, so I guess that was this past weekend. And so I was in there I don't know, noontime, maybe. Yeah, it was around noontime. And I hadn't been in there in a while, but I'll tell you what, they don't have a lack of friggin' enthusiasm to want to ask you if you need help. I know it's weird to sound like I'm complaining because I was being asked, but you got to figure, I was maybe there 10 minutes because it was so irritating how often I was getting asked. In the maybe 10 minutes from door to door, from going in, going straight back to the video game section, and then basically beelining straight back to the checkout. And I was gonna go in the Blu-rays, but I didn't want to get asked another 4 times if I needed help. 10 minutes. I was asked literally, I'm not joking around, 8 times in 10 minutes. And the lady at the counter, so 9 times. And it was like, I came in, I'm walking by a place up front, like a kiosk type of thing where they're selling phones and stuff, and they're like, how you doing today? And I'm like, I'm doing fine, and they're like, help you find something? No, I'm going to the video games. Oh, all right, So I head back to the video game area. I'm back there no less than 10 seconds, and this guy turns around and he's like, help you find something today? And I'm like, nah, man, I'm good. I just got here. You know, kind of like that, you know. You know, I understand, you know, you get asked once or twice, that's fine. And the one guy was way up by the front, and then the guy is back in the area there. But it was almost like people were on a conveyor belt coming out this door from the back every like 30 seconds, and it's right by the PlayStation games and stuff. And it's like as soon as they come out that door, they'd see me standing there, and they'd ask me if I needed help. And I'm like, nah, man, I'm good. I got it covered. You know, I tried to say it so many different ways. And, you know, none of them, this is the deal, and it's hard to say I really can complain about it. They don't know that the other one asked me, you know, so, I mean, I can understand, but, I mean, literally, after the 7th one, and then the final guy came up to me, and I was literally looking at the controllers at that point, and I was kind of pulling off different ones and kind of looking at them. And he walks up and he goes, "We doing good? Can I help you find something?" I'm like, I go, man, and I'm holding them in my hands like this, you know. And I just kind of look at him and I'm like, "Nah, man, I'm good." I said, "You're really like the 7th." I go, "You're like the 10th." I mean, I was lying, but I was like, "You're like the 10th person to ask me, man." You know, I mean, seriously. And he goes, "Well, we just want to make sure your experience is top notch," or something to that effect. And I'm like, yeah, I can dig it, you know, but really it made my experience was I just wanted to get the fuck out of there. You know, I was just like, man, quit asking me. I wish I could like hold a sign or put after I've been asked, they put like a sticker on my chest that says, "This guy's been asked. He's doing well. He's doing fine." You know, it wouldn't have bothered me if they would have put a sticker on me saying, "Oh, he's okay. You know, you don't got to ask him again." I would have been cool with it. At least I would have been quick getting. I mean, I was like, that's one thing about shopping online. You don't have somebody standing there. It was like these people were on commission. Seriously, I was just like, and they're just, you know, I was like, I don't know if they're just overstaffed or it's early in the day and there's not that many people here and there's a lot of employees, so they're just like hawking over everybody. But I was just like, oh, good Lord. And now I'm about to start coughing because I'm drying out. So I get up to the front, I'm standing there, and of course the lady's like, "Did you find everything you were looking for today?" And I'm like, I go, "Yeah, I did." And she's like, "Would you like to buy the extended warranty on this?" And I'm like, "No, thank you." And then she's like, "Would you like to apply for our Best Buy credit card?" "No, thank you. You could save like 5 or 10% today if you were accepted," and da-da-da. "No, thank you." And it's just like, they ring me up, and granted, I know that controllers ain't cheap nowadays. I mean, I understand there's a lot more components in them now. I mean, these have the rechargeable batteries in them and the vibration thing, and they got the, you know, microphone and the hookups for the headphones and all that stuff. I understand that the controllers are quite a bit more complex, but I paid $70 for this controller, and I'm like, I only paid $300, you know, basically, because I think it was free shipping. I think I paid $300 for my system, you know, and it came with one and came with a game, you know, and I'm like, how can the controller cost almost a third of the cost of the system, you know, and then be able to only charge you $300 for the whole damn thing, you know? It just seems like the controllers are a little overpriced, just a little bit. If they were like 40 or 45, I'd be like, yeah, but this one's the one I got, and I thought it was pretty cool. And I did take it out and play with it, but of course I put it back in the box so you all can see it in its glory. It is I guess it'd be a transparent red PS4 controller, and I think it's pretty cool. But $65, and then it was another $5 or $6 for tax. It was over $70 to buy this controller. And I was just like, man, what happened to the good old days when you could buy like a Sega Genesis? And I know, that's what I'm saying, there's a lot more components, a lot more complex, but like a Sega Genesis, like 6-button controller, those things were like 14, you know, $12 or $14 or something. Maybe 20, maybe. But 20 stretching it. But this is what it looks like. This is the back of it. Because it's got that light in it. It doesn't have a clear back as well. But it's pretty cool. I dig it. And now I have the regular black controller, and then I have this one, so. But I don't know if I $70 dig it, but I bought it. It was kind of more of a, yeah, I want it, so here, I'm going to buy it. Because another thing was I didn't want to walk out of that place empty-handed after I went through that. I was like, I'm not walking out of here without something. You know, so. Okay, that's pretty much all I picked up in the past week and a half. And I've used the controller a whole lot, but I haven't played the game hardly at all because I've been playing Fallout 4. I'm still kind of nursing along on my XCOM, playing it here and there. I did buy everything but the main DLC, the main War of the Chosen pack. I bought this pack called Alien Hunters, which is pretty nuts. The premise of it is there's these 3 aliens that were augmented to be like super soldiers by someone, and they basically will hunt your characters, which means they kind of pop in and out of different missions. They can like teleport in and hit you for a couple rounds and then bounce back out. So, and they have like super long life bars. So you normally, if hardly if ever, especially if you clicked on this thing, this is a little tip. I'll explain here in a second, but if you you click on this too early on, like right when you start the game new, if you enabled it, you're kind of screwing yourself because, well, I did this the first time through, and those characters are so OP, they're so overpowered that if your characters don't have decent weapons and armor, you're just gonna get slaughtered by these characters, and you can't stop them from popping in and out. But it doesn't start doing it until you run the first mission, the very first thing. So as long as you hold off on doing that particular mission until you've done some of the basic game and kind of built some facilities and got some things kind of sorted out to the point where you're got some of your armor upgraded and your guns upgraded to at least the magnetic guns or something. I probably could have went at them a little earlier than I did, but one of them I lucked out on because the very final out of the 3, I won't tell you what 3 aliens, but they took 3 of the aliens in the game and kind of super augmented them. And you can probably see online if you really want to. I'm just not going to spoil it here. But one of the very last one of the 3 that I was fighting, my character had a gun that had some mods in it, or upgrades in it. And one of them's this upgrade called I think it's called the Repeater. And she had the best one, so she had like a 15% chance that if she shot it, no matter how many hit points it has, it'll kill it instantly. And this thing maybe had 3/4 of its life left. And I'm talking like 35, 40 hit points maybe. And she killed it with the one hit. I mean, I literally was like, ah, awesome. You know, man scream, you know. I was like, ah. But, you know, I mean, because it was like I didn't expect I was going to lose any characters, but I didn't expect I was going to get it that round, you know. Or that was the first time I think I had played against that alien. So I was like, kind of cool to beat it outright, kind of on a fluke. You know, everything usually goes wrong or doesn't go your way. So to have something go your way once in a while was really cool. So I'd recommend the Alien Hunters pack, and Shen's Gift is a good little mission as well. I think both of them were like $10. You're probably better off on buying if you're just wanting to play the game and DLC everything. I think they have a bundle on the PlayStation Network for like $100. Because that includes the War of the Chosen thing, which is still like $40. And then the two packs that I bought, I think were $10 a piece. And I'm holding off on the $40 one for a while. I figured I'd revisit the game, you know, some other time, because I think I put about as much mileage on it as I'm going to at this point. So anyway, I was going to bore you to death with something real quick, and if you hear a loud crash and a bunch of shit breaking in the other room, this is why. I was kind of looking at some of my LaserDiscs, and that's what I was going to talk about with when I mentioned the ironic thing earlier with the DVDs. But I thought I was going to show mainly my horror Blu-rays, LaserDiscs. But the thing is I can't pull them all out of the stack. The thing's so precarious that if I pull out more than like 3 or 4 at a time, the thing starts kind of wobbling, and it's on top of a bookshelf. And I mean, if that thing goes over, I'm serious, it will probably friggin' be the loudest thing I've ever heard in this house. So let's hope it don't fall. But I did pull out 2 horror movies and then 2 other ones that I just kind of saw that I thought were kind of cool. But basically what I was going to say is that there's 2 LaserDiscs that I still want. And I pretty much have, well, actually there's 3, but 2 of them are more expensive for sure. The third one will go with these other 2 horror ones here. But the other 2 are The Big Lebowski and the original Matrix. Those 2 movies did come out on LaserDisc. It was late in the LaserDisc life cycle. It was one of the few movies around that time. I think Phantom Menace also came out on LaserDisc, but I don't really care if I get Phantom Menace or not. I think it's kind of expensive, and Phantom Menace to me isn't worth it. I have the original trilogy Star Wars one, so I mean that's pretty cool. But I've been keeping an eye out on eBay for The Big Lebowski on LaserDisc, and they had one that came up for a while, and people bid on it, and I should have bid more. I knew I wasn't going to get it, but I think my max bid was like $30-something, and it went for more than that. There's like one on eBay that's been on there for a while, I think that's like $70-something, and the shipping's like another $20. I'm not going to pay $100 for it. I'm not going to. I wanted one of these, and it's not even the one in this stack. One of my other ones, and I showed it on here before, what I paid a guy $100 for it. But that one to me was, there was no way I was ever going to find it. And I'm starting to feel that way about The Big Lebowski, but the one that I bought from the other guy was a collector's edition that had a lot of extra stuff in it and stuff. The Big Lebowski one is just a sleeve with it in it. And The Matrix, I haven't really looked for it on LaserDisc on eBay, so I don't know about it anyway. But let's show a couple of these. The first one of the horror ones is my LaserDisc. It's a 25th anniversary collector's edition LaserDisc for George Romero's Night of the Living Dead. And I think it's pretty cool. It's got some really... It folds open. It's got some pictures of the cast and crew and stuff on the inside. And then it's got some stuff you can read here, quotes by, Sam Raimi, Stephen King, Tom Savini, talking about Night of the Living Dead and talking about, George Romero and stuff. And then it's got the chapter list here, and there's also a supplementary on the side 4. There's a a bunch of like special feature stuff. And there's a commentary track with I'm trying to see. It says somewhere who the commentary track is by. Commentary track by principal cast members Bill Hinsman, Judith O'Dea, Keith Wayne, Kyra Schoen, Russell Streiner, and Vince Cervinsky. So yeah. And I think I paid like, I don't know, 20-ish. It is kind of bent a little bit here, you know, where the it's round inside, you know, the LaserDiscs are round inside there, so when you put them in there, it wears funny on the sides if you don't you're not supposed to lay them flat. That's the thing. You're not supposed to lay them flat. You're supposed to stand them on their end. And because of that, the stack is very, very precarious. This one is a little split right here. I don't think I knew that when I ordered it, but it doesn't really take away from the look of it because I think it still looks really, really clean. The front is not really bent up at all. So, yeah. And then to go with that one, I think I bought this one on, might have been on Amazon, but maybe on eBay. It is the Dawn of the Dead Director's Cut Widescreen Edition Collectors. And it's pretty cool. It's got special features, audio commentary by George Romero, assistant director, special effects and makeup artist Tom Savini. It's got 2 alternate scenes from Dario Argento's Zombie, shooting script containing original suicide ending, behind-the-scenes photos, posters, and radio spot. So let's open the box up a little bit. This one's actually in like a box type of thing. So we'll open it up. It's got a sheet with the chapters listed on it. And then I think it's got a John Esposito wrote something there. And then the discs. This one's got 3 discs. 3 LaserDiscs. A LaserDisc side holds about 30 to 45 minutes. So you're constantly flipping these motherfuckers. That's one of the annoying things. Unless you have one of those machines that has a dual lens or whatever, it can read both sides. My machine is not that fancy. But I think I only paid about 50 or 60 bucks for my machine. So you get what you pay for. The machine is sturdy as hell. And it's like, you know, industrial grade, you know, meant for like schools and stuff like that. It's a Pioneer. Here's the damn remote. Look at how huge this friggin' remote is. I think I've shown it before. But all it does, it doesn't even eject. It says reject, not eject. And anyway, it's not an eject button. I think it just stops it. It's kind of goofy. I guess I had batteries in it. I didn't even know I had batteries in it. I think I used it recently, not too long ago. So those batteries can be that old. You don't have to have the remote, but it's kind of nice to have it. And then there were a couple other ones that I saw in the stack that I thought looked pretty cool and eye-catching. So, one of them, and then this other one. I didn't even know I had this. I don't remember buying it, but I was looking through there and I saw it, so I thought I'd show it. It is the Schwarzenegger Classic widescreen edition of Total Recall on LaserDisc. And then you have the back, Moz, get your ass to Moz. And I don't think this has any real special features or anything on it. It doesn't look like it. It's just the movie, you know. But It's cool to have it on LaserDisc. I have it on DVD as well. I do not have it on Blu-ray. I'm kind of... when I bought the Blu-ray player, there are a couple exceptions I've made, mainly with the Evil Dead movies. But my rule has been to not buy things that I already have on DVD on Blu-ray. You know, because I already have it on DVD, and I don't think the quality jump is that much better. I mean, you might have an upscaler on your Blu-ray player or something anyway. So I just try to buy stuff that I don't already have on DVD. I mean, it just makes the most sense to me. But the last one I'm going to show real quick, then we'll wrap this up. I know I just went over the timer because the camera shut off and I had to start over. So it might be kind of a little odd cut there. Anyway, the last one, this one's pretty cool. The actual LaserDisc sleeve and everything. And that's for the movie, the Quentin Tarantino classic, Pulp Fiction. This is a pretty nice copy on LaserDisc. This wear on there is just, it's supposed to be like that, because it's supposed to look like a worn old comic book. So actually the cover is in really great shape, even though it looks worn. That's because it's supposed to. The inside, you've got Uma and John Travolta, and then a few other pictures over here with Quentin Tarantino, and then there's the middle shot with Quentin, you know, directing the shot here of them dancing. And the back, you've got Jules and Vincent. 2 thumbs up, a wild ride, say Siskel and Ebert. The year's #1 movie. And that year would be, I'm trying to remember at this point. I was looking to see if it would say. God damn, what year was it? Like 97, 98? I thought it was like 97 maybe. I don't know. I don't see it here. That's going to drive me nuts. Oh, well, let's just say it was like 97. It was somewhere between 95 and 98. I'm pretty damn sure. So anyway, those are some LaserDiscs. I would have pulled more out. I do have some other ones that I think are pretty cool looking. I know I have Coming to America and I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker. Those are some pretty cool looking artworks. I have Heavy Metal. I have some of the other horror ones, like I said, that I was going to show. But the third one that I would want, other than The Big Lebowski and The Matrix on LaserDisc, would be Day of the Dead, to have the trilogy. That one's not super expensive, and I think I could maybe pick that up soon, which I might now that I'm thinking about it. LaserDiscs aren't super exciting. I know not everybody gives a shit, but I think that artwork looks cool. And so, I mean, if you're just a fan of movies in general, I think that you can appreciate the sleeves and the artwork and stuff on those. So that's kind of about it. I mean, I really don't have much else to yammer on about. I was going to do some other stuff, but I'm drawing a little bit of a blank on what to do, and I've been busy, so I haven't had time to really amass anything. You know, mainly, if you've watched my channel for years, you know mainly I've done pickup videos. I mean, that's a lot of what I do. And so if I'm not picking stuff up, sometimes I'm like, what the hell am I doing a video for? But that's not the point. The point is, this is, what's the word, cathartic. It's good for me to socialize with you all and to make the video and to not think about work for a little while for a night and think about putting the video together. So anyway, I'm going to go out and charge up this controller because I just finished playing with it and I know it's not charged. And I don't know, maybe put on a movie. So anyway, folks, enjoy a movie or enjoy your video game for the evening or the morning or whenever you're watching this, and listening to me. Thank you for coming by, and we'll see you next video. Are these videos? CNX Clip? CNX Adventure? That sounds gay. Sorry.